Good morning. This video will cover last week's quiz. I will read each question and give you the correct answer. The goal for this assignment is to make sure all staff knows and understands the correct policy and that we are all abiding by them. So let's get started. First question is, the most important reason for doing a vehicle inspection is the safety of the driver and others. That answer is true. You must never check your gauges while you're en route. That answer is false. You should always keep your eye on your gauges. Number 3, what are the 3 kinds of emergency equipment you must have on your bus? That would be fire extinguisher, spare electrical fuses, and red reflective triangles. Our buses are a circuit breaker bus, so majority of our buses are all circuit breakers, but there are a few that we have that are fuse buses, and those are located in the fuse box panel on the side of the bus. Next question, how many red reflective triangles must be on the bus? That one is 3. How far ahead should you look while driving your bus? That answer is 12 to 15 seconds. What does communicating mean in safe driving? That means tell others what you intend on doing. So using your blinkers far enough in advance. Maybe if you're at the railroad tracks, you might want to tap your brakes a few times before you come to a complete stop. Where should you place red reflective triangles on a divided highway when stopped and your bus is empty? The correct answer is 10, 100, 200 feet toward the approaching location. Number 8, perception, reaction, and braking distance are the 3 things that add up to total stopping distance. That answer is true. How far from the railroad crossing should you stop? 15 to 50 feet. You're unloading your students. When should you activate your alternating flashing amber warning lights? 200 feet. After unloading your students at the school, you should not walk your bus. That is false. You should always walk your bus after every route. Under what conditions must you evacuate the bus? Fire and bus is stalled on the railroad track, so both of those answers are correct. If a student is a crossover, they should always wait for your signal. That is true. It is not your responsibility to teach your students how to cross the street. That is false. You should always teach them to wait for your signal. And it's continuous. You always have to tell them, continue to tell them. When loading and unloading, you should always pull as far to the right as possible per district policy. That's false. You should always stay in your lane. Per our district policy, always stay in your lane, don't move as far to the right as possible. The most dangerous times during a school bus ride is loading and unloading. Quick, effective techniques are the 5-point mirror check and rock and roll. Using these techniques every time makes safety become a habit. That is true. So rocking and rolling, you're going to move forward and backwards and looking around your flat mirror and your convex mirror. Those mirrors are a blind spot. So you need to rock and roll around those and constantly check your mirrors. On your bus, you have blind spots that you cannot see even with all your mirrors. So don't rely on them completely. That is true. Never change the location of your bus stop without approval from your supervisor. That also is true. Special needs and pre-K monitors must assist students on and off the bus. That is true. Potentially unsafe stops, you should always notify your supervisor. That is true. What is the first thing you should do if your low pressure warning light and buzzer comes on? The first thing you should do is bring your bus to a stop. Then you can call dispatch. But the first thing would be to bring your bus to a stop. When should you check your mirrors? Really and truly, I guess you would, it's kind of misleading there a little bit. You need to always check your mirrors throughout your route, constantly checking your mirrors. But I was more going for when you get into your bus, you want to set your mirrors for you. So when you first get in the bus, if it's been out on a field trip, you want to double check your mirrors, make sure they are set for you. You're allowed to idle at the school if you're going to be parked for more than 5 minutes. That's false. We do not idle at the schools, so your buses must be shut off if you are sitting there for more than 5 minutes. When you are loading students at the school, drivers must be out of the driver's seat and communicating with the student. That is true. You need to be out and communicating with the students. All right, that's the end of the questions. Next week, we'll follow up with another quiz on this same questions that we had last week. Here, our video today is giving you all the correct answers. So I'm hoping that we make 100 on next week's quiz. Thank you, guys, and have a great day.